Do you remember those stickers that would come on VHS tapes when you would rent them? They would say, "Be kind, rewind," and have a little smiley face on them. And do you remember how disappointing it was when you got the VHS tape that wasn't rewound? You went in, you rented Karate Kid for the 11 billionth time, and you just wanted to watch it when you got home, and it wasn't rewound. You started it up, it was on the credits, and it was super, super annoying because somebody wasn't kind and didn't rewind. Sorry, millennials, you'll probably not get this because you don't know what a VHS is. But this was the worst thing ever if you were a child of the 90s. You were so excited, went to the movie store, you got the Karate Kid, you brought it home, popped it in, and it was on the credits, and you were like, ugh, why didn't that jerk before me rewind this movie? Now, I understand. First world problems, it's really not that big of a deal. But in the moment, it seems like the worst thing that could ever happen. So if you didn't have that super speed, like auto rewind thing that rewound things in like 30 seconds, you had to sit there, rewind it in the VHS, and it took like 3 minutes, which was the longest thing that could ever be. I've been thinking a lot about bad days and bad attitudes and how we can create our own little universe of bad days and we can have a bad attitude and how we project that on other people. I try, and I think I do very well at keeping a positive attitude in most situations. If I'm having a bad day, I try to make sure I don't take my bad day and put that on somebody else, because my bad days are mine. It's not somebody else's bad day. A few years ago, I worked with someone and we were in a situation where she saw a customer being very rude to me. I work in retail. She saw a customer being very rude to me, and after the interaction, the customer had to wait for a few minutes for something, and she made the comment. She said, "You know, the other day I was having a really bad day, and I was really grumpy, and then I realized that's my bad day. I shouldn't take it out on other people." And the funny thing was, after that, when the customer came up, she must have overheard that because she was very, very pleasant to me. That stuck with me because she's right. Our bad days are our bad days. They are nobody else's bad days. There's no reason for my bad day to be your bad day. You didn't create my bad day, so why should I take it out on you? My bad day was either created by maybe my significant other, maybe my bills, maybe my dog pooped on the floor that morning. I mean, there are so many other things that could have created that bad day, but 99% of the time, it wasn't the person that I am interacting with at that moment in time. My bad days are mine. They're not yours. So there's no reason for me to make my bad day your bad day. I feel like throughout the years, I've become good at, I don't want to say wearing a mask, but almost wearing a mask or putting on a face. Because when you're battling some sort of demon or you're battling a lot of anxious thoughts, not every day is good and not every day is pleasant. But you still have to make your way through that day. And for a long time, I didn't realize what I was going through and what was wrong. So I wore a mask. And I learned how to mask my sadness or my anxiety or my anger or any. That was my washer. So happy when it's done. I wish I was as happy whenever I had to fold and dry and all those things put away. Anyways, so I learned how to control my emotions on my face and control my emotions and just lock them all away in my brain. You don't need to carry my bad day. You don't need to carry my sadness. You don't need to carry my anger, my guilt, my whatever. You don't need to carry that. That's me. I don't need to take that out on you. So the next time that you're somewhere and the wait in the line is 3 minutes longer than you expected, do you really need to be rude to the cashier? Or the next time that your waitress takes 1 minute longer to refill your water, do you really need to take it out on her? The next time that car in front of you is stopped at the stoplight for 5 seconds too long, do you really need to honk your horn? All of these things, do you really need to just fly off the handle because you're having a bad day? You don't know what type of day they're having. What if that person in front of you just came from the oncologist and found out he has 3 months to live? What if that waitress is trying to figure out how she can pay her car payment to get to work this month? What if that cashier is just a high school kid working their first job and trying to figure out what it is to be in an industry? I mean, is it fair to all of those people that you're taking out your bad day on them? They're not taking out their bad day on you. So what's fair there? Nothing is fair. In everything, your attitude is everything. How you interact with people, what your face is doing, what your attitude is doing. That's a lot, because people can tell. People are intuitive no matter what you think. People know and people can feel that. And no matter if you think that 5 seconds won't matter to them, they'll remember. And they will remember the next time they see you. Oh yeah, the last time. I don't know. So just remember in your day, there's no reason to be rude. We didn't create your bad day. So just be kind today and rewind.